PRC seems quite motivated for expansionism. It claims sovereignty over Taiwan, the East and South China Seas, and wants to act to take control. Even though Taiwan is the one catching the international spotlight, the PLA activities in the East and South China Seas are just as rampant. Whenever they are having a large-scale military drill around Taiwan, there is also an increase of deployments in the East and South China Seas. And trust me, the first island chain as a single theater is no longer a strategic vision. It is already turned into a reality by the PLA. And dear friends, Taiwan is not the only one or the last target of the PRC. And to be fair, I should also say that the PRC military activities have expanded beyond the first island chain. In February this year, it sent a fleet to circle around Australia and conducted a live-fire drill in the Tasman Sea without prior notification. And in June this year, it held a dual carrier drill in between the first and the second island chains. Together with PRC's collaboration with Russia, the DPRK, and Iran, it is now termed by the US government as the pacing threat. China also employs a coordinated blend of lawfare. Beginning from last year, it claims the large-scale exercises were based on the One China principle. So One China is no longer a concept for debate. It is now invoked as a legal basis for war against Taiwan. Lawfare is very much a part of the PRC's warfare. The same can be said about UN General Assembly Resolution 2758. The PRC needs to interpret it to portray that Taiwan is part of it and that One China principle is now part of international law. The misinterpretation gradually goes that Taiwan is China's domestic affairs and is an international legal basis for China's use of force and no one else can intervene. My dear friends, the PRC has also engaged in hybrid warfare on Taiwan, and we are a test ground for China's warfare, including cyber attacks, disinformation campaign, cognitive warfare, and infiltration. FIMI is also a serious issue. Whenever we conduct elections on whatever level, the PRC always wants to play a role. It wants to ruin our democracy from within. It uses disinformation and cognitive warfare to plant seeds of distrust between the government and people, between political parties, and between Taiwan and the United States. One very recent example of China's hybrid warfare is to use open source intelligence, or OSINT, and apply with AI tool to fabricate stories about groups of our people or firms engaging in cyber or info attacks on China. The CCP is holding the fourth plenum of the Central Committee of the 20th Party Congress. Even though we see worrisome trends in the Chinese economy, the news these days is not how the PRC leadership is coming up with good or big packages to bring their economy up from the slump. It's about the purge of top PLA leaders. Also, the footages of the September 3rd military parade gave an impression of China still seeking global dominance, not solving domestic, economic, and social problems. This doesn't make too much sense to me, but I will be interested in hearing from my MEC colleagues afterward on how the participants draw their conclusions on China's dynamics and prospects. And thank you all again for coming to this conference to share your wisdom. I wish the conference a great success and our international participants a great stay in Taiwan. And I hope our international friends leave Taiwan with a stronger sense that you like Taiwan better and will support Taiwan even more.